Hello everyone and welcome to this very special video of Coaster Therapy. We are here at Busch Gardens, Tampa. It's our home park for something a bit different, something we're really excited for. Today we're going to be doing the roller coaster tour. So it's like a fairly new tour that they have at Busch Gardens. We get to go behind the scenes, see some of the different roller coasters at the park. I know we're going to be seeing I think there's Cheetah Hunt, Cobra's Curse, and Montu. Kind of all the rides in like this little front half of the park. We're really excited for it. We are actually the only ones doing the tour today. So it's going to be a really cool experience getting to see all the behind the scenes about the roller coasters, how they work. And then of course, after we see each one, we get to go to the front of the line of each ride and we'll be able to take you on all the roller coasters. And I'm really excited for it. It's something kind of kicking off our summer by doing this tour, and we're all very excited. So we're gonna go over and start up by doing Cheetah Hunt. So the tour is starting, and we're gonna go into Cheetah Hunt, going for this back section here. Thank you. That's the second launch over there, the trench.
Alright, so we're gonna start here. Okay. So
Alright.
This is Cheetah Hunt. When it opened, it was Florida's first triple launch roller coaster, meaning that at 3 different points in the ride, it's gonna use a special technology to propel the train forward, rather than using a bicycle chain like all of our other rides, like Montu, Cheetah, and Boston.
Right.
So we have 10 blocks. A block is a section of track that one train can occupy at one time, and its goal is to prevent two trains from colliding with one another. So we have launch 1, which is behind that wall right there. It'll launch the train at 25 miles per hour. It's followed by our main launch, our most powerful launch. Launch 2, it'll take the train to 60 miles per hour. Let's scoot up a little bit so she can slide by.
Sure. You're welcome.
It's followed by block break, which so on our busier days, we can run 4 trains at a time, so we're going to run 2 on the same time.
Okay.
And then we have launch 3, which will launch it to 55 miles per hour. And then we have our 4 waiting blocks behind this building, which is where the trains will stack while they're waiting to be unloaded, and then our 2 loading stations. So altogether we have 10 blocks, and this ride can run with up to 5 trains at a time.
Wow.
So anyone take a guess as to how we launch our trains?
I believe they're called LSMs.
Yes, LSMs. You know what it uses?
Yeah, it's like magnets.
Magnets. Yeah.
Ah, that makes sense.
So it just uses giant magnets to propel the train forward. So what you're looking at right here are these white things that are called stators. The whole system is called LSM, or linear synchronous motor. So what it does is these stators here, they're basically just giant electromagnets. So when charged with electricity, they're going to create a force that will repel magnets underneath each train, which drives the train forward. So we have 64 stators here in launch 2. 22 of them are going to be liquid cooled, meaning that there's going to be a liquid coolant called glycol that flows through the stators to keep them at a normal temperature. As we launch the trains, the stators are naturally going to heat up times the Florida heat, but they get very hot.
Yeah.
So usually when they come in the morning, they start the cooling system up 2 hours before they even start doing test runs. So that way the stators are more than enough cooled to run. If they wait till like right before they do test runs, it's probably going to air out at some point because eventually it's not going to be able to keep up with itself. So it's going to air out for being too hot. When the ride does happen to shut itself down, it's called system setup, where all the trains will stop the next available block. And it's for a cooling issue. All trains will stop movement at the next available block. So if this was to get too hot mid-launch, it'll stop it and it'll roll back down to the beginning. What that does is now all we have to do is wait for it to cool down. Nothing that ops or mechanics can do to let the ride cool down. It just all cools down on its own. So sometimes it can take 40 minutes, and the longest it's going to take is 4 hours.
Yeah.
So that's when the ride goes down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what the main thing is.
biggest
That's good to know.
Right.
So it actually is not the main thing. The cooling system is actually pretty good on this ride.
Yeah.
The only time that we have problems is like usually at the beginning of the summer when it gets super hot like that, and then when it gets super cold outside. Because then the glycol thickens up, it doesn't flow through as fast. So we've actually been doing pretty good on the cooling part. It's But everything else, that kind of this ride relies heavily on electrical components. So we have like so many little things in all of our control and our power rooms. And if one of those goes bad, it's done. They can't operate the ride until they replace it. So this ride has a lot that goes into it. For example, if you guys come forward, you can kind of see there's 3 black cables. They're very, very thick.
Oh yeah.
That's the LSM cable. So all of these stators are receiving 480 volts of electricity. And that's what's delivering the volts to the stators. We have over 3,000 feet of that black wire, that black cable, and 1 foot of that cable weighs 3.8 pounds. So if we were to take all of this black LSM cable and put it into one pile, we would have over 25,000 pounds of just the LSM cable. And that's not including any of the cables for the sensors, for the trains, for the cooling system, none of that.
Cool.
Any questions so far?
I don't think so. This is really cool.
Alright. Is instead of repelling the magnet like a stator, it's going to attract the magnet to slow it down. So these brakes are here for what's called rollbacks. So if the train doesn't make it up the tower and ends up rolling backwards, these brakes are going to be here to slow it down. But they're not going to slow the train down in the middle of a launch. So that's why you hear the air kind of hissing. All of these brakes are on air cylinders. So whenever a train is about to launch, these are actually going to fold down inside the track, and they're not going to contact the train at all to slow it down. Now, if the train was to not make it up, they'll come back up normally, and these will be here to slow it down. Just so you hear they're moving.
Woo!
That's cool.
Yeah. Go.
That is really cool.
That's so cool.
So we have these brakes in all of our launches and our waiting for. Anytime that the train is coming at a high rate of speed, these brakes will be here for it.
Cool.
Every Wednesday morning they do what's called dynamic launch testing, which is where they'll purposely roll the train back and then relaunch it to make sure that everything is working properly. All the brakes are slowing the train down properly, and all the launches are able to relaunch the train from 0 to 60.
Wow.
Cool.
That's a good guess.
We're going to the storage area. Let's see. Oh, wow.
It's like when you saw the trains being stored.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Wow.
So this is Ben.
Hey, Ben.
Full-time mechanics on the ride. So he's going to talk to you about what you're seeing. If you guys have any questions about the trains, the ride, how it works, how they inspect it in the morning, he's the best person to ask. All right?
All right, thank you.
Welcome everybody. This is our maintenance car. This is where we hold all the trains at the end of the night. That way we can inspect them in the morning, make sure they're safe for everybody's ride. We have 5 trains here at Cheetah Hunt. 4 of them will be available at one time, with the 5th one being down for its annual maintenance. That's what this one is here. We're actually in the process of putting this one back together here right now.
Cool.
We do our annual maintenance about every 50 to 55,000 cycles. Our track is just under a mile long, so that's about every 50 to 55,000 miles. We're going to tear it all apart. We're going to put it down here on the floor like this. We're going to get our pins, welds, since we can't check for our normal visual inspection. We're going to go inspect it. We're going to get it repainted. We're going to get it put back together again. Then we're going to do test runs on it. Then we're going to pull the next one down. Because unlike up north, where they get to shut down for the winter time, we're open all year long.
Yeah.
They get to do all their annual maintenance at one time and get it all over with. Since we're open all year long, ours is just a constant cycle. Once this one's done, we're going to start pulling the next one. So any questions about that?
No, I think it's actually
Alright, so over here we have our 3 different size wheels we use here at Cheetah Hunt. This one here is our guided up-stop wheel. So this one goes on the side and underneath of the track.
She's heavy. Be prepared.
Oh, wow. That's heavy.
This one here is our pilot car wheel. So this one that goes underneath the Cheetah head, helps guide it around the track.
I heard that.
It is very big. It's hard to
I
disappoint.
need you to hold the next one for him.
Yeah.
This one here is our main road wheel. This one's underneath all the coaches with people on it. This is our main load bearing wheel. During the summertime, this is probably one of the things that we go through the most here at Cheetah Hunt. Usually the last is about 90 days.
Wow.
run it about 12 hours a day. It's 100 degrees outside. The track's even hotter than that. And it's got all the weight on it.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, can you hold this, please? I want to make sure I have both hands for this. It is very big.
Yeah.
You see the intimate on there.
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
So the middle front
Thank you.
rim
Thank you.
here is made by Intamin. And then this outer polyurethane mixture is from a company in California called Duramet. So these are actually reusable rims. So once they get past their use time, once you crate them all up, ship them off to Duramet, they're going to strip this, whatever's left of this polyurethane mixture off, inspect the rim, reline it, and then send it back to us.
Okay, great.
Which is why, as you see on here, it has the best use after date. Because when it's sent to us, it's still curing. So we want to let it sit on each shelf a little bit longer to make sure that glue is not completely dry.
Yeah. Okay, that's really cool.
It's cool.
So now, before you ride the ride, you're going to hear operations tell you to make sure you leave all loose items in lockers provided. We do that for a reason. We do go over guest areas. So if you have something in your pocket and it does fall out, it does have the opportunity to hit somebody. Unfortunately, that has happened here at Cheetah Hunt before. Another thing that can happen is we get caught in our equipment. Which is what happened here. This cell phone got caught in between the track and the train. So instead of spinning properly, it just starts skidding across the track.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then cell phones come back looking like this.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
They deserve that.
Yeah, that's karma.
So please leave them in lockers provided.
Yes.
Yes. Or get zipper
We
pockets.
do
Or
zipper
zipper
pockets. Yeah. That's our favorite.
And wrist-mounted GoPros.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Because most of the time, those GoPros will have better video than the cameras do in the first place.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
There are 2 of these per seat. And the only way to unlock these is with an electric charge of 24 volts, which is what these 2 boxes give.
Gotcha.
If we have to do that out on the track, we have to go to each individual coach to unlock it. Or if we do it up in the station, there's a platform that's going to come up and unlock the entire train at one time. So if we have to do it out here on the track, we have to hook up to this spot here on all 4 trains, on all 4 coaches.
Right.
So any questions about that?
No.
So that you would be using that in a situation like, let's say, you're like on a sheep crane or way up high, and
Yes.
the only way to get them down is to get them downstairs.
Right.
Gotcha.
Well, luckily for us, the highest point that we're going to do that for is 60 feet. So not
that's
quite as
not
bad
bad
as
at
sheep.
all.
Yeah. I know like sometimes, you know, we are kind of talking about before about the different block zones, how like that, like the pathways on there. Do you use like a similar thing, like a kind of valleys in some areas?
We do use the block system. I have heard we have valley to train here before, but that was very early on when they still had some bugs to work out. If you saw, like, right when it first opened up, it actually got stuck out here outside of 1.
I did see that.
That was an electrical glitch that they actually had to go into the software to find. So it was sending one train out under power. So it's just perfect scenario of launch and then resistance. And then a couple years ago, if you saw it got stuck up in the figure 8. That was a very big combination of things. Wind, rain, and cold. Yeah. Most of our rides do not like the cold at all. We cannot run under 40 degrees Fahrenheit. And I think it was about 48 that day, along with the wind and the rain. So that just had perfect momentum. Nobody on it, thankfully for that one, just to get stuck up there. We believe that if there were actually people on there, it would have been top heavy enough to actually go down and continue on the journey.
Right.
But it's just one of the things that was not enough momentum for it.
And I mean, if you can count the 2 mistakes that happened on one hand, that's pretty amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
So, does anybody know what makes Cheetah Hunt different from every other roller coaster here except for Tigers?
Well, is it the fact that it has multiple launches instead of just one? Or
Launches. Just launches.
just the launches?
All the other roller coasters here, except for Tigris, use a traditional chain, or Cobra Express has an elevator system, where Cheetah Hunt and Tigris use magnets for launches. This here is one of our pairs of magnets. We have 8 pairs of these magnets per coach. These magnets are so strong that if one of these pairs of magnets anywhere on the entire train is put in backwards, it'll actually get stuck down here in launch 2 because it won't have enough force to make it up into the figure 8. So then we have to go and figure out which one it is. So if you see here, we actually spray paint on one side of it when we're pulling them out. So when we put them back in, we know exactly which ones they're supposed to be and which way they're supposed to be facing.
There you go.
So we don't have that happen again.
So guys, plus minus.
Yeah.
But that is why we do test runs before we let anybody ride it.
Yes.
Yes.
That's smart.
So, anybody got any other questions?
No, I think so.
Alright,
Nothing
if
cool.
there's nothing else, enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy your ride.
All right.
Let's do it.
Now,
Here we
let's come back
go.
backstage. Now we're taking around G-Hunt in the back car. Here we go.
Ooh. You're gonna get to see the thing we just talked about. Oh, so nice. Here we go.
Good air time. On the block zone there.
Rhino rally.
Yep. Right?
Yeah. Oh, I just saw the Tommy Gizzo.
The tummies. Whoa. Yeah, there we go.
Yay!
That was fun.
I couldn't see them in their normal habitat. They're all hiding in the shade.
Yeah.
All the animals are hiding in the shade today. They're all, they know better.
Yeah, it is very hot
They
today.
said you humans are crazy for being out in the heat.
Very hot.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Nice.
You okay back there, Dad?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Hello.